Wow, shout out to everybody here on the live. Who is that guy? Do you guys know that guy? Wow, amazing. Let's put the lemon into the water. Let's get it going. We have a lot to talk about. We have to talk about the gains that the crypto banging crew made, man. So much money flowing through Bitcoin today. Man, shout out to everybody here. Shout out to the lifers. God bless each and every one of you. Let's put the lemon into the water. Take a big sip of this lemon water. Stay hydrated. The best thing you can do for your body is to drink water. I'm telling you right now, it'll change the way you feel, change the way you look. You'll be younger, faster, stronger than everyone around you. And they ask you, what are you doing? You're like, well, I just drink a lot of lemon water, man. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We appreciate you. We love you. The music will come back on. We're going to bring that energy all the way up to the upside. Let's go, baby. We hit the big gains in the trader group. Let's go. From the last night's call, from Saturday night, it was fun. We had fun. We make jokes, but we also gave you a serious call for Bitcoin. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. And Denise, I was just telling you about the beautifulness, right? I was talking to you today for almost an hour, 2 hours. And look what happens tonight with the massive gain for Bitcoin that we called. And I was just telling you how abundance is just flowing through me at all times. I feel like I'm on a higher frequency that's just going on. I want to share my love with each and every one of you. God bless you all. Let's get it in tonight. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get that music back up and running. Let's have a blast. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here with me, each and every one of us. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, the best show in all of history on YouTube, baby. So look, Bitcoin, still a big ball of liquidity up at 27,400. We may have to go there and eat that $516 Bitcoins up to the upside. Pretty evenly matched, right? Liquidity on either end. But, I mean, we just had our move to the upside. BOOKMAP also had a big order up there, right? When we looked at it. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down from this morning. If you were watching me this morning, I'm talking about us going up to the 200 SMA. I'm talking about the 7-minute breaking to the upside. This is just craziness. If you watched me this morning, look, and I'm just showing you. I gave you the trade with the stop loss and everything, and that thing went booming to the upside. 27,130 or what is that? 196. And I'm pretty sure we would actually hit the target to the upside. Yes, we would. We went all the way, and I kept saying 27,300 was a key area I'd be looking to take profits on. We nailed it. We nailed it. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Making gains off Uni from your last call. Much love. Gonna join the group. Tanner Whistler. Dude, this is what happens. We start teaching people how to make gains before they even join the group. See, this is what people don't realize, how strong the technical. My system is so amazing that it makes it happen in front of you. Big time still looking interesting. The one thing that got me a little could be like an Adam and Eve double top there slightly. We have a resistance we got to break back above here at 26,910 for big time. All right, but it's still consolidating really nicely. If we breach this level, though, we're going to drop to the downside, and we very well may. Might be too much anticipation, too many stop losses. You never know. Always have a plan either way. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Shout out to David Kendall in the house. Shout out to my Blue Crew. Love learning. GF Burke. And we hit Bitcoin for gains. And if you don't know me, my name is Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. I go live every single day, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. We do the weekly candle close. Tonight, we're going to go over Bitcoin and talk about the weekly close. But I also do these updates in the morning, and I wear all sorts of fun shirts and ties. You always see me in a different shirt, different ties, something fun, something interesting, just to kind of get you going. So that's one thing, you'll see a different weird outfit every day, and you'll get some awesome technical analysis that tends to play out over and over and over again. Like we've been, for the last 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks now, it's just been constant Bitcoin calls, and I basically give a lot of my Bitcoin calls for free, and then the altcoins and the other calls and my elite, and there's so much other stuff going on inside of my trading group. It is an amazing place if you want to jump on in. Your clothes are fun and they smell good. I mean, they smell good because I'm always in something fresh. Don't ever disrespect me not hitting that like button on the way in. What's the word? Shout out to you, man. Don't ever disrespect me looking like my man. I don't allow people to know me, Sammy. Shout out to Keith R. Covey. We love you, brother. I'm going to get to know you, brother. Lifer Gains, stay crazy, baby. Shout out to Lifer Adam. Isn't it amazing? Lifer Adam, you've been in the group not too long. Like, you're a new lifer. And you have witnessed, come on now. How accurate have we been? How accurate, I'm going to ask him, again, just for purposes of anyone watching you, for the crowd, how accurate have the Bitcoin calls been in the last month, in the last 2 weeks? You know what I mean? You guys could tell me. You guys could tell me. I don't know. Say they were horrible. I don't know. I just want to hear what the people say. I want the people to tell me. It's time the people tell me. I left the group because I couldn't afford it, but I plan to join back real soon. Jaden Rainey, we love you. 98% accuracy from Lifer Adam. 95, 93%, 90%. Hodl Crypto in the house. Whole squad banging on him. 99% from J Soul. 95% from Gil Valve. You're the man, dude. Dude got the sauce, don't mess around. So anyway, I want to, instead of just like, looking all cool in front of everyone, I want to teach everybody how we did this and how I figured out where price action was going to go. All right? And there was a bunch of clues here that price action told us, okay? I'm going to take you through them right now on a little bit of a journey into technical analysis. All right? It's a little different than we've done in the last few weeks, but this is going to be fun for you. All right? So look, we had the nasty dump to the downside here, right? When the dump happened, and we'll go back to this. So the dump happened, everyone was bearish and freaking out, right? We pulled our fibs. We stood strong. Number one, I was playing with the idea that we could be in this idea, possibly even in this idea. So I saw some type of shape like this, but I pulled the Fibonacci, and that's 786, baby, that light up zone, and we called the long right there here in the trading group, right there. What a beautiful entry. You can just sink your teeth into. So sweet, so soft, so beautiful, right? And why? Well, we got the divvy on the 1 hour time frame. Look how strong that divvy was. So you get the divvy on the 1 hour with the bullish divergence. That's bullish divvy there. And remember? I kept bringing up the 8 hour hidden bullish, something that no one, who else, I don't think any other trader told you guys this on the whole internet. And again, who cares? I'm sure there's other traders that did other things. I'm not saying we're the best or the greatest. I'm just pointing out something really amazing about our channel that I think is awesome. And I believe I'm blessed. I believe God helped me find this, no lie. Like, swing down to swing down, swing up to swing up. That is a hidden bullish divergence. It tells you that the trend should continue to the upside. So I had bullish divergence on the 1 and a hidden bullish divergence here on the 8 hour time frame. And I mean, and look, we got to bounce off my little hidden fib, the 706 here too. And now that wasn't just it. Then I zoomed into the smaller time frame. So we longed this, and we were long. We've been long on that, right? And we play it out. Now price action came here, and what did I see? Remember, I started looking at this, and we were like, well, that's an inverted head and shoulder. I almost saw this, remember, as an inverted head and shoulder at the beginning. I don't know if you remember. And we started looking at this idea, all right? And then we kept talking about how the 1 hour is cruising tight, and the 200 SMA is starting to look like it's going to pump to it. I've shown you guys this so many times in my life. This is what we do on the 1 minute time frame. This is the money maker, the money maker idea where we pull away from the 21 SMA, we make the divvy, and then you trade the lev up to the 200 SMA. You pull away from the 21, you pump up to the 200. This is the same thing we do on the 1 minute time frame, just exaggerated into a bigger time frame. I'm telling you, everything I learned because I saw it on every time frame. Like I saw something on the 10 day and the 1 minute. And after years of seeing price action, I was able to collect it. And I also have like some type of hyper collective memory, so I could build a whole database of this stuff in my head as it began to make sense to me. Okay? We also then built this for you guys, and we were saying, well, we're in this channel. And then I also built this falling wedge, and I'm like, well, wedges break to the upside, and then you grab the measured move. And now you got yourself, somewhere at about 27,297, 301, right? On top of that, BOOKMAP did give us some liquidity to the upside. We looked at BOOKMAP earlier this morning. Let's take a look at what the timestamp said. If it's there, okay, not there, but that's all right. See, maybe I forgot BOOKMAP. You never know. Sometimes I do. It's very rare, though. God bless my people at BOOKMAP. I must have done, I don't know. BOOKMAP, look, 27.2, 27 in this big, and I kept saying, BOOKMAP has orders to the upside. There's no orders down here. There was red here. So there was more orders to the upside for BOOKMAP. Let's see what he, look, just listen, like, because if you hear this out and you understand, it's going to help you learn from my next stream, and you're going to really start to understand, like, wow, this is really what he's saying. 27.3 yesterday, you know. Remember, if to me, and we got this boy, hang 90, we got two big bars of liquidity, and we got this boy hanging up here. 27.3 has been interesting to me. I was surprised we didn't hit 27.3 yesterday. You know, remember, if we move too fast, we will create a CME gap. So they might want to wait till 2 o'clock to move us because they don't want to make a gap. We moved like at like 2:15 too, by the way. We even hit, like, I don't know, that was like a crazy idea, but we did end up mooning. Let's show you the time we started to break out of this exactly, just to kind of talk about that CME gap idea, which is pretty funny. But like, look, 12:27, 12:34, we got the little pump. And then right here, it's 2:30, right? Right here, look, 2:19, 2:30, we were gone. Bang, CME gap, CME began to open. Futures trading began to bang. Boom, boom, boom. XNA AI coin, new. Our miners are on it. Shout out to GF Burke. We'll take a look at XNA. I think I may have traded it before, but I've never deep dived it. We'll take a look at that coin for you. Thank you so much, GF Burke in the house. On the inner circle of things too. So anyway, this was the trade. It's still here. You know, stop loss, you know, can be brought to break even. You could still sit inside this trade, but it hit the target. Would have been kicked out on the limit order. To the upside, we hit the high of 27,290.86. We told you there was liquidity at 27,300. We went over it. Now, does this continue? What's happening now? Can I make a cool prediction for later on? Remember, I said we would be in this circle. We boomed way past that circle from the morning to the upside, right? And what I'm eventually going to do is delete all this, and we're going to start fresh again. And we're going to take a look at where we are, what's happening, and see if my mind can collectively find another move coming or see what's happening in the chart. So shout out to everybody here who stuck with me, stayed true to the move. And again, another thing is the fact that whenever moving averages for me get tight, and so look, I'm going to delete everything here. And I'm going to show you this idea. And I teach my students this, and all my real good lifers know this. When these moving averages get tight and there's a 200 outlier, you pump to it. If you flip it upside down, it's the same thing when you're in a nice trade. You'll get this like bearish divergence. You'll get a head and shoulder pattern. And the 21 will be away from the 200 SMA. They'll come down to dump. That's when you pull your fib and you wait for the fib, right? Now we can flip this upside down. So there's a chance we come up to the 786 and get rejected. Right now, we're getting rejected by the golden pocket. You see that? Just another way to look at it. See, this is the opposite fib going the other way. All right. Place to place to take profit is the 786 on the other end. You know? Trippy, right? Like right there. And look, that hits another order block, the 27,942. It's so insane how the 786 matches my VRVP levels. Like, it's just nuts. It's nuts. So if you remember, we had this short, because we talked about this being a descending triangle. The Adam and Eve double bottom. I was right here. I said I wouldn't long unless we get back above this small. We were in this little area here. We didn't get back above 27,000. I kept saying 575. Just going through, I just remember all this how this all happened. Then we bearishly retested. We continued to dump. Then that's when we call the 486 Fibonacci retracement. I mean, the 786. This is just, it's just been like, I spent about like 7-8 hours on Bitcoin every single day since we've been like somewhere around here. And remember the trade we made here? I don't know if you remember this monster trade we made. We had this awesome trade here. Previous resistance became support right here. This right here, and this boomed. Same thing happened here. This was one of my bigger trades because we made this pennant. Bang. I took the measured move. And then we knew that previous resistance was support. So boom, boom. And this thing was gone. And look, it cup and handled. And it was out. The cup and handle looked straight to the upside. Hit the target and more. I bounced out around there. I mean, this thing has just been... The trades have been awesome. Bitcoin has been... It's been a literally fun 2 weeks to trade Bitcoin, in my humble opinion. So, anyway, I'm going to show you things now. We're going to break it down and talk about it. What's happening now for BTC? Well, the first thing I want to talk about is we're getting rejected by the 200 SMA on the 1 hour time frame. All right. However, we broke above a key, local resistance right here, and that could hold us down. So right now, like this previous, support zone, that also became resistance. We are above it. So as long as Bitcoin stays above $27,012, $27K, we're in pretty good shape, right? And if you look at this, I mean, you technically, you made an ascending triangle and you broke to the upside. Now you're above. You retest even on a wick here. Signs of life for Bitcoin, right? 4 hours a little high, but I like how the moving averages are starting to get closer together, all right? We're not out the fence yet. We're going to talk about the bullish and the bearish scenarios. We're going to break down a bunch of different stuff right now for you tonight on Bitcoin and the weekly. Welcome to Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. Pass out. I think I'm going to pass. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here for the Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down. Just like Mark Wahlberg. We're going to do it, babe. I can do it, babe. It doesn't matter. I played a cop. I play a fireman. I can do this. I was with Will Ferrell. I did all these funny movies. It doesn't matter. I'm Marky Wahlberg and I can do it. We're going to talk about Bitcoin right now. We're going to break it down. Boston accent. I got this. I got you, baby. All right? Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, dude. Let's break it down for each and every one of you here as we talk about Bitcoin. All right. Bang, 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 bang. Yo, shout out to everybody here on the live. We opened at 27,917 and 6 cents. The high was 27,987 and 93 cents. The low was 26,538 and 66 cents. The candle would close at 27,154 and 15 cents. We still on the entire week would be down $762.90, down 2.73% of the week. Bitcoin, a struggling. However, a struggling. Bitcoin is struggling. Bitcoin is struggling. Beyond struggling. Me, I'm just bundling. Me, I'm just bundling. Bitcoin is struggling. Bitcoin is struggling. Me, I'm just bundling. So look, we take a look here at this weekly candle right here. All right. So that's got you for a little bit of support that we happen to kind of rest on right now, hanging out. And look, we got a wick here. We could tweezer bottom here, get what's called a tail bottom. All right. This would be kind of nice here. Tweezer, I call them tweezer bottoms. 2 wicks to the down, to the downside with aligning candles. Looks very interesting to me for Bitcoin. All right. The bearish scenario. Let's talk about the bearish scenario because I don't mind talking about the bullish and the bearish scenario. So right now we have support for Bitcoin, 27,000. If we can hold that level, amazing. Let's actually bring it where this candle closed. This candle would be open at 27,115. So we're hanging on it, right? But we're there nonetheless. Holding a nice support at 27,175 the way this week opened. So this week opened bullish so far. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? That doesn't matter And look at that big wick to the upside. That's buy pressure. I mean, Bitcoin got to a low of 26.5 and got bought back up. A lot of people bought it up. I was one of them. You guys saw me gobbling up Bitcoin. There was a poll, should I buy a G? I did, right? I bought all that Bitcoin before it pumped. Anyway, shout out to everybody here on the live. So we got down here. You know, we were buying a lot of 26. When it's in the 26,000s and the 25,000s, it's just too scrumptious for me. It's like a baked cookie. You know what I mean? That I just, and it was above this weekly support zone at 26,558. So right now we've come to weekly support and we've bounced. All right. And you can see what's nice about it is there was no real imbalance, no inefficiency. It was even, Steven. We've cleaned up this area. All right. If this closes, what if this closed above there? I mean, with the wick to there, I mean, then it would be interesting. You'd have a high, low, high, right? But we'll see. We'll go from there. But again, I keep talking about all this buy pressure here. Now buy pressure to the upside. I mean, a lot of people are super bearish, but I mean, I'm just showing you, like, if it was the other way around and we were like getting sold off like this, like I would have to tell you it didn't look good, right? So like, we just have to talk about the facts here. I think other people, whenever I get real bullish, people think I'm like, I remember when I was real bullish in this uptrend here, because I had to be. I saw things that were bullish. Like, I wasn't trying to be bullish. I was reading the tea leaves correctly. And one guy was like, you're bullish every day. It just can't go up like that. It's not how it works. And I'm like, and then next thing we got here, I'm bearish, right? We read these tops pretty nicely. We called multiple shorts throughout this entire process. We've been nailing Bitcoin the entire time. I was the first person to show you the hidden bullish, or maybe the only one on the 3-day chart that is still strong here and could contend for a possible move to the upside. 3-day chart still sporting hidden bullish divergence here, meaning that we could get a high above this high and remain inside of a trend. This could be a bit of a cup and handle to the upside. Could the 3-day chart rebound here out of a flag and start to pump hard? It looks like it may. The problem with I'm jumping the gun here. I'm going to get to this in a second. I'm getting you guys too excited. We're going to get to that. Rewind it, Sammy. Back to the weekly. But I'm about to get there for you. I'm about to get there. We're about to break it down on Sunday night like we do. Take a deep breath. We already hit gains. Bitcoin sitting flat, 26,150. Asia just woke up. They don't know what happened. US had all the fun. They missed it. Now they're like, hey, you gotta short it down for us Monday morning and give us a reversal so we can get back in at a good price. And we're like, I don't know though. So, the Asian market's waking up at 8 a.m. ready to rock. We will see. We will see. Right now, the weekly has a little bit of a bearish move here. Let me take a look, actually. Maybe it doesn't. Yeah, a little bit of a bearish cross there, too. But that could flip back up. But right now, just, not an amazing look on the weekly. This week is big. Will it continue the downtrend? Eat through the wick and capitulate? Will war and fear bring us down to the tubes? Or we persevere with a beautiful bounce off this insane, holding area of 27,000 for the weekly. If we lose the weekly, we know our next big level is 26,250. And if we lose that, it's that old $25,800 area. And then, back into the really 24,300. So, but we have some support and resistance, and just a lot of buy pressure here is telling me a story. And this wick here with the huge buy pressure here telling me we may just have another 4 weeks that looks something to this matter, where we go up and down sideways and we just get a lot of buy pressure in these zones. I am accumulating. There's a halving coming for Bitcoin. Are you kidding me? I would like to have as many as I humanly can be smart enough to get myself to buy. You know what I mean? At this present moment in time. So we will go from there. We'll talk about it, but this is very interesting to me. And if we lose these levels, we will come back down likely to 26,579, and we'll go from there. Do we eat through this wick next week? This wick is such a big buy up to me, despite all the things that were happening too, a lot of fear, and we still tells me that we're likely to probably hold this level for next week, but you never know. You never know. There's no guarantees on anything in trading, but it's looking like we could get a move. And don't forget, this was that 786 Fibonacci. Even on the weekly, I wonder if it was a 786. It really was. Look, see? Perfect 786 on the weekly too. I mean, that gotta tell you something. If that doesn't give you goosebumps here, I don't know what doesn't. Beautiful 786 on the weekly. Like, look at that. Like, it's exact. If you don't know your Fibonacci, You can't hang with the lifers, man. We are fib traders in and out. People try to call me like a pattern trader and stuff, but all my patterns, I find the best place to enter due to patterns, support or resistance, Fibonacci, point of control, and I collectively have a 9-point checklist I put together. Take my course. I will be teaching it the last Saturday of this month. I'm telling you, jump on in. We're going to change the price and everything else after this month as well. That's getting revamped, so jump on in today. $60 if you're in the trading group, $100 if you're not. All right. Crypto Live, you know what sites us Canadians use to leverage on. You got to do whatever you can, man. I'm not in Canada, but the Canadians will help you. Join my trading group. People will teach you and tell you what you need to know. Moving forward, I go to the weekly and to the 3-day. I don't really look at the other time frames. Sometimes I use them here and there if need be. So the 3-day had a really nice bounce and had tweezer bottoms, to the upside, which is a very bullish sign, okay? And remember, 786 again on the 3-day. Like, that's what another thing I want to teach you guys is fibs don't change. Like, support or resistance sometimes, this and that, but fibs don't change. If it was a 786 on this day, we can go to the 4-hour. It was a 786 in the 4-hour. You know what I mean? It's an interesting concept to think about. Anyway, beautiful 786 retracement. Back to the upside for the bounce. All right, we called it for you there at 26,500. And it's not a huge move. I'm not trying to rejoice. Bitcoin's up 500 and 600 bucks. But I just on a Sunday night when every night used to be bearish and we were going through a bear market or flat and it was summer trading, like we're starting to get some action. And it's today we got some awesome action for a Sunday. And so I'm just happy as a trader to get volatility and to get volatility in the direction in which we picked before it happened. You know what I mean? That's all. It's just great. It's good. It's very good. So here, now we're at a 786. Things are starting to look up for us. All right. So what's happening? Well, let's talk about it. Are we making some type of ascending triangle here? And this was my hopeful idea for Bitcoin, right? When things were looking somewhat bearish. Now we could still be making this descending triangle. This could get ugly. Break through that pattern. But so far, so good on the daily time frame. Let's talk about the daily now. So there's a chance that this is what we're making. We're making some type of ascending triangle here for the daily time frame. And we're respecting this new trend line that's beginning to form. And we're riding it nicely. So there's a chance that this is in play. I also am open-minded to a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, and a still dump back to this POC at 26.25, I'm open-minded. But so just keep that in the back of your mind. You could write it down. Just have projections, like weekly projections. That will take 5 days or 2 days to get up. 2 days at the most, we had a huge pump, but 5 or 6, and that could take 2 weeks to really fill out. Look how long this took going, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, that's 16, 17 candles or more, all right? You can always double check if you want. You can hit shift, hold it here, and then drag it across, and be like, all right, how long is that? It took 17 days, 16 days, Just stuff like, and I've done that for years. I started to kind of understand even, your brain will make sense of that stuff even if you can't over time. You'll start to see things in a different light. It'll be pretty nuts. And this trend line still actually could be, we could still be in this bigger rising wedge that wants to break us to the downside. And again, at first you'd be like, I'm confused. This guy's drawing all these lines all over the place. But listen, this is how we figured it out this morning. Just let me do my sauce. It's not like everybody else's sauce. If you wanted everyone else's sauce, it would be everyone else's sauce, right? It looks traditional, but there's a weird science to how I'm doing it, all right? And there's a bunch of fractals and things that are going through my mind, and it's just not the same. I tell you what, it's not the same. And you will find that out if you kick it with me long enough. You're like, there's something different about the lifers. So we got the bounce off the 786. Now we're above the golden pocket. Beautiful, right? But we are getting a rejection, right? The daily seems to have a resistance. Yesterday's candle could not get back above this level at 27,000, 156. And you can see we wick. So like I won't even, we don't have to go. It's so close. So a big resistance at 27,222, 222 even like. So we got to flip that area for support. We could make this and get into this ascending triangle and get tight before a bigger breakout. It could even look somewhat like a double bottom. Higher low even. Somewhat of a cup and handle. You see? So I can project the idea that we may be getting tight inside of here. Because we're just getting a rejection here on the daily. But the daily's looking sweet. I mean, just getting started. But see if there's a curve down. It could come down and hang out. RSI is okay. Came from the bottom top, MACD is showing signs of a lack of bearish momentum. And what I love is this falling volume with the falling price telling me that the sellers were starting to fall off. Once we got the fib, I mean, there was so much awesome going on. God bless you, Sean. Sorry about that. So check it out. No worries, man. So check it out. So, so again, let's go over what we've talked about already because we've done a lot and you probably don't remember it all. We could be making a right shoulder that could dump us back down. That's the worst case. That's the bad. That's the great scenario if we want to short, right? So we're prepared for that way if we want to make money to the downside. And we can already see there's some daily resistance at 27,000. We can call it 230. And so we need to break this level and get back. If we come up and retest, that would be a beautiful place to long. So that's a key area I would write down, on my board or on my desk and say, 27,230, really good place to get into a long. If the conditions are met, if we get bullish divergence on the 7, or, if we could even pull a mini fib there, we might hit the 786 there on a local time frame after a pump out. These things will all come into play. You're going to understand how to do this if you stay with my trading group and you stay disciplined. We do this every single day. It didn't come easy to me. It doesn't come easy to anyone in the trading group. Get rid of anyone telling you it's easy. Getting rid of anyone to tell you to leverage at 100x if you don't know what you're talking. You may see people make 200x, 100x leverage trades, right? You may see stuff like that. Those people that are doing that, I've been doing it for a long time, have experienced it on a demo account for a long period of time before they touch real money. If you can't make $100 on a demo account, you have no reason using real money. Trading is actually a system. Look at trading just like this, playing video games for money. Again, I've never done that, but before you played a video game for money, wouldn't you sit at home and play the video game just at home? Yeah. That's like the answer to your question. So anyone who loses money, that's like you signing up to a video game tournament without knowing how to play the video game. There's a bunch out there. Do you want to go? Go sign up, pay $150 to join some Halo tournament or whatever I have, I'm sure there are ones every day in Vegas all over the place, and just lose your money real quick, right? Or you might want to sit home for 6-7 months and play the game and get a real handle on it and then be like, you know what? I think I could beat the average Joe. I know a lot. I spent hours doing this. Because those are the guys you're going to go against when you play video games. Anything digital has the digital human fiends in it. Sorry to say. I'm a digital fiend, right? I'm on the internet all the time. I live in the internet. People find me on the internet. My business is the internet. I studied the internet for years. I learned how to create a business on the internet. I live on the internet. I learned how to make money from crypto on the internet. The internet taught me Bitcoin. It taught me how to play the guitar. It taught me how to build a walkway. It taught me how to talk to you. It taught you how to find me, right? I found mentors on the internet. I found confident people on the internet. I found real estate magnets on the internet. People that gave me tips, tricks, and ideas. Meet Kevin's an amazing resource on the internet. There's a lot of people that are amazing resources on the internet that have so many things to give you. That's why I'm here on YouTube, because I absolutely love what YouTube did for me. It changed my life. I never would have been able to learn the things that I learned worldwide sitting in my house. All these people. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. I'm not saying I'm an amazing guitar player, but I can get on a guitar and jam away a little bit. I'm not good at it. Like I can play a little piano, a little guitar. I did play the clarinet, but I haven't touched that in like 12 years. But if I probably 2 weeks, I'd be able to pump out something. Probably 3 days, actually, Get yourself a hardware wallet today. It doesn't have to be the nicest or the best. You can even get the traditional Trezor. This thing is $90. Do it today if you have to. Link in the description below to Trezors. Get on into a hardware wallet. Just have the feeling of owning your own be in your own bank. Feel what it's like. It'll change your life forever. Lifers helping out lifers. Anyway, so now we're looking at these key levels on the daily, right? 27,001, 27,240, we'll call it. That's 217 I have it at. Let's just see where the candles actually open and close. Right? It opened at 26,762. No, wait, hold on. Yeah, 26,762. And this one, oh, no. We want to see where it closed. Yeah, sorry. This one closed at 27,210. And this one opened at 20. Yeah, so it's 27,210. We want to get back above 27,210. That's what, sorry. Forgive me for saying like 222 or something. I don't know. So 27,210. That's the level that we're watching closely. I got like 217. You can't be too precise on all these candles, but all right. So right now we're getting resistance. There's a chance this daily candle closes with a bearish tweezer top, and we begin to kind of strut down. And again, we could be making the smaller ascending triangle. It's not the worst thing in the world. We could also be making a right shoulder there too. That would be, shoulder, head, small right shoulder. It would be a real little one, but I've seen it all. The 4-hour also double topping on the stochastics is not a great look. And the MACD, somewhat, showing signs of lack of bullish momentum. Not amazing. And definitely at 4-hour resistance, right? Like we came right to 4-hour resistance, which is even lower than the daily resistance. It's at 27,000, like 2, So again, we're battling 27.2, which has been just a known, look, right here we battled it, right here we battled it, right here we battled it, we bounced here, we came for the bounce. It was a key area that I kept saying, if we lose it, we're going to get a major drop down. Remember, I kept saying that. We did get the drop down. Look at the inverted head and shoulder there. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Just amazing how sticking to the basics is just an amazing phenomenon. Today, if you were in my trading group, not only did we see the breakout, right? But in case anyone missed the breakout, I'm sitting there just posting what's happening. And I'm like saying, hey guys, like this thing is about to pump, right? And like this is so cool because this is like a flip book. So I put this out to the trading group. I'm like, 7-minute flag about to bang, and I'm all about making a flag on the 7. If you know me, I'm like, this guy just draws flags in the 7-minute every single day of his life. He must draw 100 flags in the 7-minute. It can make you so much money if you just stay focused and you learn technical analysis. It can change your life forever, and it will. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Hey, hold up. We moved NFA into position, and I don't see it now. It's like it didn't save maybe, right? Oh, we crashed that day, so I think that's what happened. We'll get it back up and running here. There we go. But I'm not a financial advisor. Like I say, it should be taken as financial advice. All right. So look, drawing a flag on the 7-minute time frame. Boom. Next thing you know, boom, boom, and bang. And then this thing went even further. I mean, it was gone. It was gone. It was gone. Just insanity. Insanity to the upside, right? And it's just been amazing. It's been absolutely amazing, right? So the 4-hour overbought, MACD turning, but we're at that. You can see we're at a resistance here. Now I want to take a look at the moving averages. Way too far away from the 21. That means we're going to have to short Bitcoin all the way back down. Whenever the 4-hour gets this far away from the 21, it means they're going to liquidate everybody right back down. I'm telling you right now, it happens almost every single time. Bitcoin's likely going to drop to the downside here unless something wacky happens. And so now what you're looking for is bearish divergence on the 1-hour. All right. 1 hour is trying to flip. Let's take a look at the smaller time frames. Another thing we want to see is the 4-hour above the 200 SMA? It is. All right. So we want to see if we can go side. We might be able to go sideways in we might consolidate bullishly here like this. We don't know how we're going to consolidate, but it's highly likely now that the 4 hour is going to have to come back down, maybe to this golden pocket near when the 21 crosses this 200 SMA. All right. But these moving averages are going to come back together, and that's when we're going to get a bigger move. Right now, we're likely going to make a move back to the downside or sideways to consolidate. It's very unlikely Bitcoin continues to the upside tonight. All right. Very unlikely. I call short for Bitcoin. You have a shoulder head and a right shoulder here on the 15-minute. That's likely to break to the downside. It's not your best head and shoulder, but it is a head and shoulder pattern. Okay. It's clear as day to me. And I can't guarantee anything, but it's likely, and this is a symmetrical triangle that to me could likely break to the downside. They're bearish patterns. They're 50-50, but they mainly break down. And you do have a bearish div right here on the 15. So you got some bearish div on the 15. So this is a lot like when this is the same idea that when we trade back to the 200 SMA on the 1 minute. You get it? I'm going to blow your mind. I'm going to keep doing this stuff to you until you get it. Who here doesn't get it? Who here just flipped out when I did this? Who here's like, oh my gosh, I get it. Who here just had an aha moment? There has to be someone out there that it finally clicked for them right now. Anyone out there? They were just like, I get what he's saying. Oh my God. Like this will pump up to the 200 SMA. Like Bitcoin's likely to dump back down. You get it? This will, if you understand this concept, you can trade any market in the world. This is how I called the bottom for Bitcoin on the weekly. It's the same thing. You get it? You just gotta, then you gotta have the, then you have to kind of have the guts to pull the trigger. Okay. It's a new click every day. The more you turn the chart upside down, the more I get it. Yeah. So I see bearishness for Bitcoin because the 15-minute is bearish. The 4 hour tells me that we have to come back down to the 200 SMA. So we see a short here for Bitcoin. All right. Highly likely. We could wait for the 1 hour. Where's the 1 hour at? We could wait for the 1 hour to try to pump one more time and see where it goes. But I see a short for Bitcoin after this awesome move. Right now, we got rejected by the 200 SMA. All right. On the 1 hour time frame. The one thing that only has me thinking about not shorting is because we got nicely above the 200 SMA on the 4 hour. And usually that, but not when the 50 becomes a resistor. And so the 50 was resistant. See that? So this is what I'm looking at for a short for BTC. Entry would be somewhere around now. Stop loss above the high wick. And again, we could have easily false move Monday. I don't like this short because it doesn't give me a lot of protection. Might have to be on a lot smaller of a time frame with more coverage. Because, there's not a chance that we go this low, and to get a 3-to-1, I'm going to go like really far down. The risk-reward ratio is tough for me here. My stop loss would have to be a lot lower to get into the trade. Or I'd have to just make it a 2-to-1 and suck it up. You know what I mean? What I like about the trade is if we break resistance, I can easily flip long. You know what I mean? And if we go sideways, I can't really lose it. And I do see some bearish sentiment, right? I wouldn't mind if we just go sideways and I wake up tomorrow and this thing's in a beautiful pennant. I close the short with barely a little loss of anything, right? So 33-minute, these time frames want to pump. But remember, the 4 hour is just too far away from the 21 SMA. It's just too far. I drew that yellow line. Have had me faked out. But it's just too far away, you know? I mean, there's a chance we go that low on a wick. And there's my 293. So that's what I'm looking at. If I had, you know, if I'm doing anything tonight, I'm shorting it. You know what I mean? Or just sitting sideways and seeing what we get in the morning. I'm either sitting, I'm not trading it, or, you know, if I do open up a trade, I'll say it to the trading group. But that's my idea for Bitcoin tonight. All right. And I would, you know, you can flag out the smaller time frames, but I'm seeing a head and shoulder beginning to form here. Like, and I'm seeing bearish divergence, and I'm seeing the 4 hour away from the 21 SMA, even the 2 hour, right? And I'm seeing rejections by, look, the 100 there on the 3. A little death cross there on the 3 hour, you know. So just some ideas that we're going to get pulled down. The 200 SMA here, just kind of come on down to that. Hit that as the 21 crosses, and then we'll reconvene somewhere into this golden pocket at 26,981. So it looks like we're going to pull back into the golden Paquito, and then we can see about another move back. Now, once we hit the golden Paquito, there's a nice pump up here and a gap up to the point of control at 27,434. So I'm looking for the short down on the long up, baby. Or we might just go sideways and pump out, and that will get us even higher. So I'm seeing a short for Bitcoin because we're too far away from the 21-day moving average, the SMA on the 4 hour time frame. And I've said it 100 times. You've seen me say this many times to you before. Last time here, we did it. Last time here, we did it. Last time here, we did it. Last time here, we went sideways before the bigger pump. That's why you're usually right or you go sideways on this call. Here we did it. There we did. All these times we had these massive pumps up. And we would gap away from the 21 SMA. I would tell you, everyone, I'm sorry. You know, let's go back to September 14th. Everyone, I'm sorry. But we're likely to come back down to touch the 21 SMA before we continue to the upside. And everyone looks at me funny when I say this stuff. They think I'm nuts. They're like, what is he talking about? And I'm like, listen, I've studied this for years. I can help you. And they're just like, nah, he's out of his mind. He's insane. Most people write me off until it starts to make sense. See here? And so you don't come down, but you make the size. So I know one, and again, I know one of these two things is happening. You go sideways, then I know we're real bullish. We go down, then I know I get the retracement in the golden Paquito. Either one, it's good for me to go. So here again, like we're away from the 21. We had to come back down. Pull a Fibonacci. Like this is just child's play to me over and over again. Comes back down. This one got a beautiful short. You broke it down. And that's the thing. Look how far you are from the 20 to 200. Usually you'll come and test that 200 SMA now. Look, there you did. You finally touched it. At that point, you'll make a divergence. You'll get back above the 200 SMA. You'll have low stochastics. That's when you get back inside a trade. Like, it's just boom, and then it goes the other. I mean, and that's why I buy low stochastics with divergence, right? That's why I sell high stochastics when the 221 is away from the 200 SMA. That's why I get into trades when the moving averages are close together and tight, and the stochastics are low. That's why I use Fibonacci and supportive resistance with the VRVP. Are you starting to see everything that I'm saying? Are you getting excited of what I'm breaking down? Because this is the sauce. All right? This is the sauce. All right? And I want to ruin my old work, my new work. But I'm just like teaching you the ways of the world here. Every time, look, see this? That's too far away. You have to come back to the 21 before you can continue. Why? I don't know. Don't ask me why. Just, see? Because you do. Once you understand this concept and stop asking the question why, is when you become the best trader of your life. I'm giving you I'm giving you gold as if I'll never be here tomorrow. You never know. I might just get on my time-traveled spaceship and disappear like K-Pax. You know what I mean? There'll just be this orb left in my place. Shout out to Texas Tubes on Instagram. Check him out. He'll make you a beautiful orb. My man. This will just be left in the place. That's it. There'll be nothing left but this orb. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to Keith Arcovy Trading, because it's an average price and price likes balance. Amen. New moon can give us a surprise dump. I got to start using the burrito emojis on my charts. I love those. You make the most sense of anyone on the internet. Shout out to Shirley Sound of the Game. Shout out to GF Burke, big order block at 27,205. Lots of shorts. So I'm just, you know. And we could wait out the morning. We could, you know, this is a symmetrical triangle. It could be breaking out, right? It is 50-50. But do we double top then? Or do we just make a bigger bearish div? To me, that's just a very strong bearish divergence. Unlikely we will break this high. Very unlikely. If anything, we just wake up and get people excited along so they can crush more hearts. I stayed to the short system because we're too far away for the 21 of the 4-hour time frame. I almost believed. Let's look at the 30-second. Yeah, 30-second showing shoulder, head, right shoulder. Look at that complex, big boy. That's ugly. Lower highs. If you don't break back, if you don't get back above 27,195, expect more downside for the next hour, 2 hours. You don't see us break above that, expect more downside. You could say, oh, but Sammy, it's in a cup and handle. And you know what? Maybe it is. That's insane. So if you break through this high, you are going to come up here. So see, this big deal if you can get back above 27,200. So that's going to be a challenge right here. Welcome to the 30-second chart. If you don't have premium and you can't afford it, look, that's a shoulder, head, and a right shoulder. That's a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. See this mini inverted? That's why playing for people that have like hypervision, I mean, that blasted inverted head and shoulder to the upside. But we got to break this high now. This is going to be our resistance, and we're getting roofed. Here we go. Shot through it on a wick. We got buy pressure, see? Huge inefficiency between this wick and this. Look at that. See that? Do you see the size of the inefficiency on the 30-second chart? It was this whole block. We did fill it though. That's crazy. We got to see, this high has to be busted through or we're not going nowhere tonight. This is it. Look at the respect of the it did the retest. The 1 second, oof, crushed with the bearish div. Look how fast bearish div reacts on the 1 second. It's like immediate. It's like too fast for us to even understand. And like if you drew a fib here, I guess that was like a complete 886 retracement. You can see how we had a major rejection right when I said there, 27,200. Just a key level we got to break back above. And look, now look at them seeing a shoulder, head, and a right shoulder on the 1 second chart, right? Moving average is far away. They got to come back to the 200 SMA. You're likely going to dump down to the 200. This is the same stuff that I teach on the bigger time frames. Ooh, shout out, though. Look at that. Come on. Double top. It was tight though, tight moving averages. Wow, look at that price action. And it did come to the 200 like it was supposed to. It just kind of faked me out first. It's so insane. So insane. They just wanted to get the liquidity before they went down again. And now you have a stronger bearish divergence. See it? It's like, you can almost say that was almost the right shoulder, but it was, this is like the longest I've ever lost the 1 second with you guys. I'm gonna mess up my old work if I don't. Let me try to get out of here quick. Is anyone fascinated by this? Isn't this pretty much fascinating, right? Oh, but I see a head and shoulder here too. Look. Flag. Hard to tell. I guess there's a little flag here. Hard to tell on the 1 second chart, but it looks like Tetris, right? And you see this battle at 27.2 now. That's a head and shoulder for sure now, right? I mean, let's watch this thing dump like it's supposed to. It's gonna break the 200 SMA, and then once it breaks that, it's gonna dump all the way down. Come on, baby. Or it's gonna grab some liquidity first before it dumps, I guess. But it's crazy, now I'm seeing a possible ascending triangle, see? I'm just having fun with y'all. We'll go back to our regularly scheduled program in a second. I'm fascinated right now. This just happened out of nowhere. There we go. The head and shoulder, man. Once you lose the 200, you should start to fall down hard. That's dumpage. And you'll pull the 21. The 50 will cross. We'll get the bear, and then you get the death cross. But it's latent, see? This is what will happen on the weekly. The same thing is happening on the weekly here. This is teaching you everything you need to know. Look, there's the death cross, but price auction already dumped, right? Boom, boom, right? Boom, boom, head and shoulder. Let's go. Amazing, right? And now you need like a fib. Now you need a fib because what else you got? And you got a 618 now. In a 786 area, right? And this is how traders live. This is how we live in a blind area. Look, it bounced off the 0.5 right there. Unreal, huh? Right off the 0.5 fib, like it. Now look, this could be a little shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder to the upside. See that? That's an inverted head and shoulder. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Look, it broke out. This is insane. Now you could say it's trying to retest. Does it get back inside? If it gets back inside, then you can say, well, now it can be bullish again. And that's how I trade, right? It can leave a pattern as long as it gets back in, then it can break out. Now you got to move. This looks like a pump. But you got to break this high. And that's technically a flag, and then it touched the 21, right? Like, the last one did it, but you're waiting for the moving averages. They get close again. Look, they boomed out the flag just like it was supposed to. See that? So insane, right? Off the 21-day moving average. Like, this respects all of what I teach you. Then you'll get too far away, and then you'll pull back to the 200 SMA. It's so insane. There'll be a bearish divvy probably. We have this problem getting back above 27.2, like I'm showing you, right? You can see the battle continuing now. And as I said before, I could see that it was a key area, and it is. I hope this fascinated you. I hope you had a blast. This was awesome. If you want me to do this more often, let me know. I don't think I ever did this before. I've never seen this in my life. I've never seen the 1 second chart like that. Not like that. I've never seen anybody do that in my life. So, and I've been watching YouTube for a long time, right? And again, I'm not saying it's amazing. Anyone can pop out the 1 second. I haven't seen it. You know what I mean? And I'm sure other people have seen it. Now you're making a rising wedge. Possible shoulder, head, right shoulder to the upside. Parabolic, right? Rising wedges go parabolic, but we also know that they break down 68% of the time. You got to get back above this resistance and make a retest. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. 507 people, 239 likes. Can maybe get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love. See that thing? Now we broke the high. Now how I got onto this, but look at that, and look at that thing moving. We showed you this, the shoulder, the inverted head and shoulder, and that's in the money. You're in the money now. Like, this is craziness, right? Look how much TA plays out exactly like it's supposed to. Why? I don't know why. I just know that it does. I'm gonna leave this alone because I could do this all night, and like we would be here for like 5 hours straight, and I'd still be like, wait, it's doing it again. Who here thought that was just completely ridiculously fascinating? Because I did. All right. It doesn't stop the fact that the 4 hour has to come back down to the 200 SMA. You make the most sense of anyone on the internet. God bless you, man. I appreciate that. That's funny. I appreciate that. In all genres, Ocean Protocol for the win. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson. You're so good, man. Shout out to those you love, man. We love you. Shout out to Crypto Plumber. Coinbase is 21,255. Right. So I'm getting rid of my projections for now because they take up a lot of space in their projections. Doesn't mean I'm not going to, I don't believe in them at all. All right. We did get a moon. Look at that. That thing has moon, but it's still not a higher, It's looking pretty big, though. Pretty breezely. It's pretty brolic of a move. 15-minute does still want a moon. Could just be this liquidity grab. BOOKMAP usually tells you when you're not done yet. And it's still got some liquidity, but not as much. There's no big red bar waiting. Up in here could just bring us up to 27,005. Clear out the last of it, right? Up into 450. Just get the 15-minute just gets one more nice move. I wouldn't take it, not after such a great time today, but it could pump. It could pump. I mean, you broke above this resistance here. And you have a low, you have a high, you have a higher low and a higher high. So you just got to break this high. 27,300. Did defy the shoulder head and the right shoulder though. That's just nice. That looked like a 786. Golden pocket though. Still weary of that, where that 4 hour is, but the smaller time frames are the smaller time frames. Let me see if I see something else. Hold on. I don't know. I like, see how you're above the 21 and you're getting tight? That's a good sign. Interesting. Yeah, 5 minutes says you come down here though. I see it's getting tighter in the zone. Then eventually probably falling off back down to here, and then that kind of completes this falling wedge, and the 4 hour takes us down. I still got to stick to my 4 hour 21 SMA, despite the pumping though. But again, I don't want to be too stubborn and miss more pumpage. So I got to stay open-minded that anything is possible. See, that's why when you get stuck in your bias, you miss out on gains. You know, I'm always attempting to defeat my own bias so I can see something differently. Like, technically, that already broke out, you know, and it's mooning. Symmetrical triangle got tight and decided, hey, I'm going to take that move out. Still, as long as you don't break that high, it means nil, you know. Just a bunch of people longing into nonsense. The big players sold at liquidity zones. Now it's just a bunch of retail playing games, in my humble opinion. You know? But I'm not trying to be rude. ETF approved. I trade you 1 carat for your Bitcoin. I don't know what 2024. Tonight has been saucy. Also, negative funding on Bybit. You're the king, Sam. Shout out to Eli's bracelets. God bless you. Thank you for the love. Hillary's not. Shout out to a lot more crypto. Shout out to the Toshi Club. I got a lot of crypto, but I need a lot more. Shout out to Brad LeBlanc. Shout out to Satoshi Love. Chris D. Make Bat. Shout out to everybody here. 493 lifers in the house. Super chats X and A. Let's take a look at it. Bitcoin's been interesting. I would be out of Bitcoin for the night in starting my short. A short is likely to go to the downside. 4 hour time frame will take us back to the 21 SMA. A nice little short. Honestly, the short actually made the this little pump made it easier to short now. Because now the stop loss can be in a better place and we can get a 3-to-1. Look at that. Now the short's legit. Stop loss at 27,312. Entry is around now. Stop loss is in the take profit is 26,900. All right. It's a 4 hour short. All right. 4 hours too far from the 21. I see it coming to the downside. There's a chance I'm wrong and we go sideways, and there's a chance it continues to pump. But it's highly unlikely. All right. At the same time, we did break above the 3, and we have three candles in a row. I'm open-minded at this could pump all the way to the moon tomorrow night. This could continue to pump all the way up here, and I could be completely wrong. Right? It actually is, look, top of the channel, bottom of the channel, likely just to continue pumping to the top of the channel if you pattern trade this thing. How's the 8 hour looking? It's a little overbought. Not amazing. The 1 hour's got a little trick up its sleeve. See that? Wants to pump. I'll tell you what, if the 1 hour gets above the 200 SMA and closes a candle, I'll begin to long again. But if we can't get back above this yellow line, and we close one more candle below it, then I'll begin to short. So it's all about this. But we're too far away from the 21 here on here, and we're too far away on the 4 hour. We're going to come back. We have to pull back. Trust me on it. It's just so likely. Remember these words. And again, I have to say I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I'm not a financial advisor, and I have no idea. All right? And remember, this is all for educational purposes only. We're just learning. That's it. But even that wick was probably the perfect entry, you know? But I like it at 278, even bring it down. Yeah, we still got a 2.9 risk-reward ratio. If we can get the price back to 26900. Rejection by the 200 SMA. Beautiful. All we wanted was the pump to the 200. I told my whole team today, pump to the 200 SMA. You know, I sat with one of my buddies, one of my best buddies, and I was like, listen, man, we're just going to get there. Telling you. And we got there for sure. You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I'm about to jump on out for the night. Awesome teaching tonight. The info like this every day, all day in the trading group. Hitting that like button. The 99 is cheap for all this knowledge. Shout out to Crypto Bull for the $9.99. There's so many beautiful people that appreciate what I've taught them. And I know it's amazing. So prices inside the macro fib golden Paquito. Hey. Yeah, 1 minute wants to pump too. 1 minute's in this little guy. We could still get one more pump up to 27,500. I'd watch the 1 minute chart, see if it breaks out and retests 27,300. If then, I'd run that retest back up to 27,500. Otherwise, it's squiggle here, bearishly retest, and that will be the short. So the 1 minute will tell us what to do. Either long that retest or short this one. Such a small time frame that you'll gonna be able to get somewhat of a retest. You know. Making gains with 99. Can't wait to pay for the next 99. God bless Satoshi Love. Shout out to everybody here. I'll see you tomorrow for a beautiful live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's take a look at XNA from my man Bert. Nura I on CoinEx. Last time I put it out, we're down here, it went up huge. So wow, right? You might have asked me about it recently, right? This thing's on a tear. It was down at what, 0.003. It's at 6. It's doubled up. And I mean, I like the moving averages. You can kind of see it's like doing one of these. Look for it to consolidate inside of that channel and then break to the upside for massive gains. Yeah, that looks good to me. I mean, I don't know the company. I don't know anything about it. My mind can just see things that are likely going to happen. It looks like it's starting a parabola. All right. I can even be that low. Risk 27% to gain 84, which is a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Measured move would take us to 0.001 tenths of a cent. And it would start its trajectory of, its way on out here. Might come up here and then make the right, the cup and handle. But yeah, this thing looks like it could make a big move to the upside. Again, it's only on CoinEx. I don't know where else we could trade it. But chart is better than the project. Looks like it could make a pretty big pump. I would put an alert here. And yeah, I know nothing about the project. I don't really care. I'm just looking at the technicals. Starly was a monster in the trading group. I put it out here. And this thing just continued to the upside. We had it something like this. Look, it almost stopped us out, but it never did. It got close, but our stop was down here, and this thing would moon and continue to moon. Eventually hit a gain of 107% gains for Starly. Banging on them. Accurate call for Bitcoin in the trading group today. Flag to the upside, banging on them. Talked about this going up to the 200 SMA. We pumped up to the 200 SMA. We talked about it. It happened. We went over it exactly as planned in the trading group. Starly banged to the upside for 91% gains as well. Another accurate call for BLZ. Said it would come all the way back down to that 21 SMA on the 3-day, just like Bitcoin will on the 4-hour. You see? Very similar idea here. All right. Open-minded. We'll see what happens. But remember, we have a high now here in bearish div. Once you establish the bearish div in the high, it's likely going to be the high of the night, but you never know. It is Sunday night. There's a lot of volatility. So anything could happen on a Sunday night into Monday morning. One of the most treacherous nights to trade, so be careful. It's great to take your gains at the weekly close and be able to get out. It's kind of like getting out at 9 a.m., you know what I mean? And then watching everyone else get slaughtered after you make your move. So just shout out to everyone here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We appreciate you all. Shout out to all the lifers who made massive gains in the trading group. We love you. We appreciate you. And we just can't believe how many people are just having a blast with the lifers. Again, I put the trading group right here. If you want to jump on in, we traded all this at MEXC. All right? MEXC is the place to be. MEXC, 0 futures on MEXC. All right? This is the trade right here given to you. Stop loss was right there. Never got hit. Got close, but never got hit. Bang to the upside. This might even move, but that thing mooned. And we gave it, I gave another idea even in the trading group, but and then we gave the flag to continue to go to the upside too as well. This is MEXC. MEXC is the place to be. 0 spot maker and taker fees. 0 future maker fees. What's a maker and a taker? If you make the order, you're like a market maker. You mark it in. You say, I want this, and they have to make it for you. But if you take it, you make a limit order, and you just, they have to kind of, and eventually take kind of whatever liquidity matches your order. So being a taker is like making a limit. Being a maker is like making a market order. But it doesn't even matter on spot. Like if I'm DCing into a coin, and they have everything from Cardano to Bitcoin. They have every coin in the game. And so anything you need, from the smallest coins to the biggest coins, they have it. They were the first to have Ben, first to have Pepe, first to have all of Milady. You name it. If there was a meme coin out, they had it. If there was a real coin out, they had it. If it's a new gaming coin, they have it. GFAL, first one to have it. Joystream, first one to have it. Like MEXC really was the first one to get their hands on the coins before anyone else. Unbelievable place. 0 spot maker and taker fees. Jump on it today. Link is right here. All right. And it's pinned in the comment section. Join my trading group today. You'll learn so much. Learn about the altcoins. We do a weekly screen share every single Thursday night. I break down all sorts of altcoins. We had a blast talking about all the whole, like we're going to get into the ecosystem of Singularity.net. We found a bunch of little coins that are behind AGIX that could do some major moves. We just, a lot of deep dives, a lot going on. And there's so many profitable traders there that can teach you, help you, show you the way. It's just been absolutely amazing. The last month in the trading group has been a dream come true. So everyone, thank you so much. I love you all. I appreciate you. All right. Are we going to continue to the upside for Bitcoin? Short squeezed a little bit there into that divergence. It may be the top for the night. You never know, though. Watch that 1 minute triangle that I got drawn. If it does break out and does the retest, we're in the money. Otherwise, it's just kind of getting ready for its move further to the downside after a massive pump today. Moving averages starting to kind of do that rounded out move, but you never know. I'm open-minded that anything could happen, but it's most likely we're getting a move to the downside, start to build the shorts back down to the 21 SMA on the 4-hour time frame. So everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. I gave you my all. That's everything. Tell people to watch this. If they're in the trading group, they want the information. MEXC will list PMPY on Wednesday. Keep an eye on this amazing layer 2 AI project, PMPY. Thank you for saying that. And now we already know. PMPY. Let's just take a look if there's any news on it here. And Loom Network just taking massive gains. Yeah, so you can only get it right now. You can actually still get it. You can get it on PancakeSwap. Looks like it just came out. I don't know if this is the same one though. But wow, it's only been out for like 5 hours and it's already up. Again, be very careful. I don't know anything about this. 900% gains, right? Yeah, but look, very little market cap. It's interesting though, if it does get put up, this is what I used to do. I used to speculate on decentralized coins before they even hit MEXC, right? Get in then, but again, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother deep dive. And again, you got to know what you're doing. You got to be experienced with DeFi, and you have to know that it's extremely high risk too as well. So no, it's on pre-sale. Interesting. So this is different. Okay, cool. Signs of life for Bitcoin at 26,265. It breaks this high. It's going to do a retest or even continue to the upside. It's interesting. I've been watching Bitcoin all day. I want to take a break, literally. I've been watching Bitcoin since I woke up this morning. I put in like a 14-hour day on a Sunday. I love each and every one of you. I was in the charts all day. Even when I was with my wife, she was shopping, I was in the charts. I was shopping, I was in the charts. You know what I mean? It's crazy. 27,271. That was a shoulder, head, and a shoulder there. Broke out. It's a cup and handle like we talked about. Isn't that funny?
I'm home.
Did you just get home?
No.
How long you been home? An hour?
Yeah.
Oh, are the girls in bed?
Yeah.
Were they happy? They were so cute, weren't they?
I can't believe you let them watch Hocus Pocus by themselves.
You told me, you said you watched one before. It's scary?
No. But I let her watch one before, but I never watched two by myself.
Is it bad?
No, it's fine, but it's just like...
Oh, they said you let them watch one. So if mommy said one, then I figured they could watch two. You know, if they can watch Home Alone 1, they can watch Home Alone 2. That's how daddy thinks. This thing looks like it's gonna moon. Kind of has a big inverted too, like, right? I'm just all called out. Like, I made all the calls. Like, I could keep calling Bitcoin, but I'm just like, at one point, like, I'm done calling Bitcoin. Like, I'm done. Like, you got to call it yourself for the rest of the night. I'm beat. Like, I did it enough. But that was, dude, a cup and handle, man. Crazy. Look, beautiful cup and handle. Sammy, cup and handle. Got above the 200 SMA and boom. Just so likely that the 4-hour has to come back, though. I'm going to just stop toying with these small time frames. No, keep going till you drop. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's getting so far for the 21. Maybe it keeps bumping. It crushes through all the moving averages and pushes all the way up to this liquidity zone at 28,000 all night long. There's a chance. It's a huge chance. Casper is making an Adam and Eve, right? That's an Adam and Eve double bottom on Casper, if you ask me. Probably going to get litty. You heard it here first. Tell your friends. Everyone, I love you. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate you all. I'm going to take a break. My right shoulder hurts. I'm getting a sweat rash from my hand on the board. I love you all. I'll see you all tomorrow for a beautiful live stream. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for a fun-filled night, 9:37 p.m. Welcome to the best channel in crypto on YouTube for 6 years. Barely watch anyone else anymore, man. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. 440, 300 likes. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I'll work on my Stewie impression for you. Keep coming back. You might get it next week.